Okay, I've decided to mount mine here. It's an 8mm on a Honda usually. It's pretty tight. But once you break it loose, you're good to go. It's going to loosen the whole thing. I'm going to leave that one on and just take this one off. So I'm going to mount this something like that. And they say it needs to be level, so I'm going to grab my level real quick and make sure I get pretty close to that. I don't think it matters which way you mount it. I'm going to mount mine this way because I want it a little bit more flush. That may be a little trouble getting my line in there, so maybe I'll put my line on first. This is the end piece and the little tabs for mounting the line underneath the swing arm and then aiming it at the chain and the sprocket. It's a really nicely built piece. And here's the tubing and all the zip ties. I'm just going to use this for now to make sure I've got this in place. Actually, I really like the way this fits on the Grom. It's going to be really tight if it fits right here, out of the way, and it's not going to mess with any of my function right here. Okay, if I've got that on nice and tight enough, I'm level here and I'm level there, and that is just going to be brilliant for function. I'm going to just be able to use that really easy. It's out of the way, doesn't interfere with anything I'm doing. That's great. Fits great on a Grom. Now it's just find a nice line to put it down so it doesn't stand out too much. And I'm going to run mine right along here with the other cords and then hopefully through there and down. Borrowing this from the Grom. Looks like there's plenty of tubing, so it shouldn't be. Uh-oh. Did I go over that? I'm going to have to fix that. Just going to sneak it down this line here. I'm going to leave a little slack. I don't want that too tight. Maybe I'll zip it there. But I definitely want some flex as I run down here and find this line, which I think is going to be right down here. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see. Okay, I'm just feeding it down there and it's popping out over here, so I'm going to kind of try to guide it high, keep it above the engine, and then work it along. I'll end up zip tying this down, but I need to leave slack here for the bike's movement. But I'll keep it pretty much in line with that. Here's more places where you can borrow some of the connectors to get where we need to go. Then I think I'm going to follow this line down there through that hole and then come out down here. So you get about 7 of these kind of intermediate size one. There's one small one and 2 large ones that are actually for grabbing onto the swing arm. I'm going to use these to attach this hose where I want it through this middle area so that I can get it down there where I want it. And I decided I'm not going to use that bottom hole because it brings me out too low and I'm going to have to come back up, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to skip it and come right over in here to get where I want to go, which is right in there. Okay, I've got these zip ties where I want them, so I'm going to tighten that one a little bit, and then I'm going to chop them off. So this is a little simple aluminum with an adhesive on the back. They come connected. I'm going to separate them, place them on different parts of the front there, of the swing arm. One's going to go right here so that it comes across there, grabs into this, and then I'm going to put the other one right about here, someplace right in here. Hope that'll focus, but these are pretty cool. They're so soft, you just put it in place, stick it on there, and then run your line in there, and you're good. Okay, we'll see if I can show you this. This line is going to run through here and then bend in through here and then get zip tied right there. This bolt is a 7mm, and it can be tightened a little bit. So you may want to crank that once you get it to the right spot. And then this is going to stick over here in such a way that it drips on the chain. Okay, now I'm zip tying that. I left this a little bit long so that it's going to push up onto my sprocket and hopefully wear down to a perfect length where it's dripping right in there. And I'm going to zip tie this around like they require, and then I'm done. Now I remember that somebody on one of the videos I watched put a little groove across here. So I'm going to shave down a little groove for the second one. The first one I'm not going to worry about. I'm going to push it through that little hole. Second one I'll have a little groove across there to just kind of hopefully hold it in place so it doesn't slide off, because I want to keep this piece in place. Oh, there we go. On the back, underneath there, you can see how it's pretty snug. These little clamps are great. And that's the way I've got it running. Then back up under through there. It doesn't look like it's going to mess with anything. I'm going to put one more zip tie there and up to the handlebars. Cobrra Nemo 2 from Slovakia installed.